Okay, good morning. Welcome to part one. So, I've played with Microsoft's Flight Simulator for on and off for a few years now since the latest one got released. Today what I'm going to do is something a little bit different, and I'm quite new to it. But I recently signed up to VATSim, which is essentially an online sort of air traffic control server network. Essentially, you have people flying planes on it, and you have people doing the various air traffic control functions. So this bit of tool here is called VATSpy, and this gives you a world map of all the stations that are currently occupied by people, plus the all of the various players essentially who are currently flying on the network on the server. So there's plenty going on here. It's relatively quiet because it's a Friday morning in the UK, but there's plenty going on here. So in the evenings it's a lot busier than this. A lot more of the functions are controlled. So there's only a few airports at the moment that have a number of the functions occupied. But essentially, what I'm going to do is just go through it. It changes because people log on and log off, so it can change mid-flight. But what I'm going to attempt to do is do two parts to this series. We're going to do one part which is going to be the flight planning, basically the takeoff and departure, the taxi and takeoff and departure. And we'll go from Manchester, as we've got a number of stations occupied, and we've got the airway, the centre logged on as well, London North, London Control, and they'll direct us. We'll go to Schiphol in Amsterdam because we've got an approach which is worth seeing. Hopefully they'll stay online. We haven't got a tower at the moment, so we've got ground. The alpha means ATIS, so there's ATIS information around how the airport's being used and the weather at the airport and things like that. So we need that when we approach. So that's what we're aiming to do. Should those be occupied? But as I say, this first part we're going to look at the departure. Once we get airborne, we're sort of just experience a bit of the London Control directing us, and then we'll end this video and we can go on to part two, which will be an approach onto a runway, onto an airport. So as you can see, we've got at the moment we've got the ground occupied and the tower occupied. We don't have approach or departure. So we look down at Gatwick, London Gatwick approach departure. We've got someone occupying that seat, but there's no ground or tower here. So I think essentially we're going to have a better experience up here with these ones. And I'm not sure if the tower will hand us over to... Yeah, I imagine they're going to hand us over to the centre. Basically, it's a top-down approach, so the lower functions can't carry out the duties of the upper ones. So ground can't carry out the duty of the tower. So so if you are going into a stage of your flight where it's not occupied, then you go to what's called Unicom, which is a frequency where you just talk directly to the other pilots just to ensure you're not getting in each other's way and to avoid any sort of ground or mid-air collision. So okay, so let's get going then. So pen and paper to hand. So we're going to go from Manchester, which has the code of EGCC, and we're going to go to Schiphol, which is EHAM. So I'm going to go across to SimBrief. So it's a good little tool that you can use to plan your flights, and then it will sort of generate a route for you to take via all the waypoints, and then you can file your flight plan onto VATSim directly through this. So let's go to new flight then. We'll just talk through this. So we're going to go for a British Airways flight, and we're go let's just make up a number, so 625, and we're going to go from Manchester, then we're going to go to Schiphol, Amsterdam, which is Eham. I'm just going to, because I'm talking, I'm just going to extend the departure by sort of 5 minutes or so to give us a bit more time. It doesn't matter if we're late, but we don't want to upset our passengers, do we? So, okay. So I'm going to be flying the Airbus, the A320 Neo Airbus, and I used the add-on, the fly-by-wire A32 NX add-on, which is a really good, well-implemented add-on for the Airbus on the sim. Fuel factor, I'm just going to add an extra 5%. Call sign, we're going to go for, so our flight number, so 4625, and when I'm talking, we won't necessarily use that. So although that's our ATC call sign, when we're talking to the controllers and stuff, a lot of the airlines have got call signs assigned to the airline. So British Airways is known as Speedbird. So you've got Virgin, I think, is Redwood, because certainly in America it's Redwood. EasyJet is Easy, and predictably, but yeah, they obviously got various names. So when we come to start talking to the air traffic controllers, you'll hear us using Speedbird 625 as opposed to BOR. Okay. I'm going to leave everything else as default, and then we can generate the flight. So we'll click up there. It will basically work out the route for us. It will set our flight level that we want to achieve. It's normally yes. It's going to take us. It's sort of estimated it'd be 35,000. It's only a short hop, so we could have made that a little bit lower, but we'll run with that. That's fine. And then you can see our route that's down here using these. So crucially, when we leave Manchester, we're going to be taking this departure route, Sonny 1 Romeo, and then when we come into land, it's got us down as doing a LAMS 2 Alpha approach. More on that in a bit. We're okay. So the flight plan's ready. So what we do is click on pre-file to a network. It brings us down to the bottom. We've got VATSim. So if we pre-file that, it automatically bring up VATSim. You can see the flight plan here. It's already pre-populated from SimBrief. Just click File Plan. That's now gone. That's gone to VATSim now. So the air traffic controllers, once we log in, will be able to see that. And it's important that you do file any flight plans because they need to see that. Okay, so we can close that window down. Going over to ChartFox, which is a free sim sort of airport sort of charts. So we'll go to ground. We're going to need the aerodrome, so I'm going to pin the ones I need. So here you go, you can see the aerodrome, and then if we go over to VATSpy, you can tune in the ATIS frequency on the aircraft and get all the information read out to you via the transponder. But what I'm going to do is just get it here. So at the moment it's on Information Hotel. So that's basically the last update, and it runs alphabetically. So when they update it, it will move on. So runway in use, runway 23 right. So we need that. That's crucial. Writing this down. Single runway operations. Okay. So they'll be using one runway for takeoff and landing. Transition level is 6.5. So that's 6,500. So that's our transition level, and at the moment the wind is 240, is coming from 240 degrees, and it's at a strength of 15 knots. This obviously may fluctuate, but it gives us an idea. Other information that we need, so this is information around broken carries on with the weather really, so but we got what we need essentially. So the temperatures are going to be plus 12 degrees Celsius, and the dew point is plus 9. So we really only need plus 12 there. And then QNH, which is sort of the air pressure at the airport, that is 0999. So we need to program that into the aircraft. Okay, available. Taxiway November Charlie is closed between stand 211 and taxiway November Alpha. Right. Let's just have a look at that. So I'm not sure what's going available. Taxiway November Charlie. So let's have a look, see if we can find the taxiway November Charlie. Can't see it. Taxiway November Charlie. It's closed between stand 211 and taxiway November Alpha. Okay, so it's closed between here, which is that bit under construction that's on the map. However, we'll start down here somewhere. I think we'll start just off Pier B, just so we got to be a bit closer to the airport. So, okay. So that's the information we need from ATIS. Of course, we need the frequencies. So ground, we don't have a departure. So what we delivery, sorry. So there's no delivery. So ground will, because ground's higher up on the sort of on the hierarchy. They will do the delivery as well. So delivery is where you seek permission essentially to carry out your flight, get the route authorized, and then they pretty much hand over to ground once you're ready to do your pushback from your stand, and then ground is then going to hand us over to tower. So we need 118.630. We need to program all these into the aircraft as we go. Once we've taken off tower, Manchester approach departure. So that's going to be, so that's the director. So they're on 118.500. Sorry, 580. And then because we're flying over to here, we're going to be passing through London North. So London Control North is going to be 133705. So that's the frequencies we're going to need in that order. Okay, so we're good to go there. So we've got the aerodrome chart, A380 ground. So that's our movement and all the holding points. All of these are holding points on the taxiways. You can see the taxiways numbers, holding points, because the ground controller will direct us to various holding points to allow us to taxi safely. So I'm going to pin that chart because I might have to quickly access that when we get our taxi, when we ask for taxi permission. And this is the parking chart, so we're going to choose somewhere to park up. So I'm probably going to choose like 6 or something. It gives us time to, number 8 maybe, time to push back facing south, and there's plenty of room, not to have to worry too much. And then our departure route. So as I said, if we go back to the sim brief, what we've filed is, it might change. The controllers may change it, the way we depart. But Sonny 1 Romeo. So we're going to look for Sonny 1 Romeo. So it's going to be, there we go, Sonex 1 Romeo. There's different departures here, but it's going to be on this chart. So we'll pin that one as well. So there we go. So we're going to be flying from runway 23 right, which is running this way, and then we're going to take a right hand turn, climbing up to 2,500. Although this is the flight plan, we have got a transition level as well designated to us, but we're going to pass round, and then head. So here we go. Sonic's 1 Romeo and 1 Yankee actually, but we're going to head up this way to Sonic's, and so standard is 5,000, but they might be expecting us to go at 6,500 there. But once we get there, I imagine we'll be told to follow our pre-planned route. They may direct us differently, but then we'll get on our way. Once we leave the London control area of responsibility, we'll be told to go to Unicom, I expect. Okay, at EHAM we've lost the approach now, but I can always do a different flight for the second part of the approach and landing. Okay, so essentially I normally have 2 tabs open, one for the arrival runway, so I can plan that before taking off as well. But for now, we've got what we need. We've got our pin charts here, and also the good thing on this is it will plot us as well. But having said that, I do find it's quite late. It's quite slow. It doesn't update. It's always a little bit behind where you actually are. So you've got to be quite aware of your location on the airfield when you're taxiing. So all we need to do here then is, I'm not going to be in a helicopter. Let's go down fly-by-wire. We're going to go for that one, and we're going to go for the British Airways. Yes, here somewhere. That's the British Airways. There we go. So the British Airways livery, customization. What are we on? So I can't remember what call sign we were. Bore 625. Bore 625. I'm just gonna. You don't really need to do this, but I'm gonna do it for. That will do. Okay. So the sim's set up so that we don't have any. We want live weather. We don't have any live players off. Group members. I think if I turn that off, it should show us VAT still. We don't want all players. Off. I think air traffic, we don't want live traffic. I think we're going to need live potentially. Need to check that. But okay, so that's our aircraft and the weather set up. So we're going to go to EGC Manchester. We're going to be departing Manchester. And we're going to go. We're going to go and choose our departure point. Ramp 6. I think I was going to go ramp 8, wasn't I? So let's go ramp 8, departure. That's all we need to do. We don't set the destination. Stand 8, I'm just making a note of that. And I also want to make a note of Sonic's 1 Romeo departure. Okay, the sim's going to load. Okay, so it's loaded in. Let's get into the aircraft, and we're going to GSX is just having a hissy fit. So we're going to connect via VATSim. So there's oh, hang on, cancel that. Disconnect. Okay, we want to go to that's all fine. Connect 625. Okay, that just marries up with our flight plan. Okay, so we're now connected. So first thing is to make sure that we haven't loaded into the game on top of someone else. So we're all good there. It's noisy. So we've got a few aircraft over there. Those ones, I'm not sure if some of those are just going to okay, so we're in the aircraft, and one thing I failed to do before I've started this is put on my head tracking so I can look around the cockpit easier, so I'll just bring that up quickly now. Let's bring up open track. So I use head tracking, so I'm just gonna okay, stop that, start that, okay. There we go, right, okay, that's picking me up now. Let you see I can move around the cockpit. Like that, okay. Okay, so let's start prepping the aircraft then. So it's going to go to engine master switches. A lot of these are, I know from default loading in, already at certain settings, so just for the benefit of speediness, I'm just going to skip through the ones I do need to change. So all of these all fine. Wipers will be off, so battery switches on. So batteries are up here, batteries on. We need external power on. We could do the APU fire test, but I know it's going to be fine. It's because it's a sim. 1, 2, okay, APU and APU starter on. So we can now go to our just increase the screens just a little bit, one down here for the top one.
Good morning.
So now the radio's on. Turn up some of these a bit. Go. Okay. We'll just turn up that one a bit, and then one up here. Get some lights on there. Okay, good. All right. And we'll just bring some. Make the lights do a bit. Okay, we don't need the flood panels. We're in daytime unless I need to. So, just going to check VAT Spy once more. We've got a departure now. So, oh no, we had them before, didn't we? So we've got tower. So we just haven't got the delivery still. So we're going to go via ground. So as I said, I wrote it down. So the ground frequency is 121.855. So I'm going to set it into our radio. 121.855. I'm going to go across to that
decimal
jump,
630,
and then we can
bye-bye.
start listening to the conversations.
630, cheers, shuttle 3, bye-bye. Go for the right taxi.
Okay, so you can hear those.
Papa Lima Mike, Roger, able Papa 1. Go for Papa Lima Mike, Roger, taxi hall Papa 1 by Bravo, Kilo, Papa.
Bravo, Kilo, Papa,
I'm going to carry on, go through here, APU bleed switch on.
Hold on, sit down, speed with 941,
overhead
to
line, so let's get some cabin crew, get
we have
fuel pumps on.
we have information, hotel on
What we
board.
do need to do though is get our passengers on board, so I'm going to do, I do use GSX, which brings in some...
941 Manchester ground, good morning, get close to Gatwick on the Samba 1, Romeo departure, squawk 60,
I'm going to bring it up.
6311.
We're clear to Gatwick via the Samba 1 Romeo departure, we're squawking 6311, speed with 941.
So 941 way back to back, spray Golf.
I'm not going to use GSX for loading,
Golf
it takes a while to do, so I'm just going to do it via the inbuilt
18630,
tab.
Golf, no matter.
This is quite loud. Just turn the volume down on the, don't need to be that loud. Okay, so here on what comes with the Airbus build is the interaction with the tablet. So what we're going to do is import our SimBrief flight plan. So you can see it's pre-populated. It's got it from SimBrief, which we did earlier on, and it's got some of the crucial information. So that's a QNH. We need to put it's actually changed since we looked. So they might have upgraded it. We might have gone on to Info India. But initially we're just going to get ourselves. We're going to change the fuel levels we need, so we're actually going to lose some. So it's going to sort that out to 5.5 tons of fuel.
Singapore 51,
and did you I'm going to import the weights and all that from SimBrief as well. And I'm going to do fast boarding.
Yes, did you receive your clearance?
And we can see that it starts to populate.
Cheers.
Hear the sound now. And we will get told once it's ready to go. So here's our flight plan in detail, and this screen sort of gives us a breakdown of some of the more basic elements of it. Okay, so that's in there. We're good to go on there. So that's that one done. Okay, so we need ADIRs to nav. 3, 1, 2, 3.
Speedbird 941 ready for push and start.
Exterior lights, I just not yet, not that one yet. Strobe auto beacon on for now, and I already put the taxi light on. Right. So we want to have our seatbelts on. We want people clipping in as soon as they sit. And we want arm the emergency exit signs. Enunciator lights is fine. Pack flow, ECAM. I'm not going to go through all that. It doesn't make any. We need our IFR clearance, but first we can do some of the MCDU. So part of the integration is that
I think move if you want to
we can initialise some of this automatically. So it's populating our flight plan for us, which is a really good feature.
Pushing start proof
rather than having to manually input it all in it. Initiation request. There it goes. So it's populated. Our flight number, our destination, our backup destination. I think is that Dusseldorf or sort of Frankfurt maybe. So should there be an issue at Amsterdam, we can divert. It's got a trip, and then we can go to flight plan. So we're departing Manchester via Sonex. So what we need to do is just confirm that they're happy with us departing the way we are and they're not changing their mind. We've got plenty of time because we've still got IO alignment is going to take 7 minutes for everything to come into place, but we'll go ahead anyway, speak to the ground and get IFR clearance, and they will give us our departure and our squawk code, which we need to put into our transponder here, which is a unique number, squawk number on the transponder, which they can see us on their systems. Okay, so we call up when we can and get IFR clearance.
Boarding completed.
So when I do it, I'm going to have to announce what aircraft I'm in, what stand I'm at, what information I have at it. At the moment, is it changed? No, it's still on hotel, which is good news. So we can go ahead and do that, and we'll see what response we get.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, on behalf of myself, your captain, the
timing.
first officer, and cabin crew, I'd like to take this time to welcome you aboard our flight. We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to receive final numbers from the ground crew, then we'll be on our way. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
Okay, right, that's the cockpit announcement to the passengers. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get our IFR clearance. Manchester ground, hello, Speedbird 625, Airbus A320neo, stand number 8, have information hotel. QNH 0999, request IFR clearance to Schiphol. I've not heard anything for a while. Have I been disconnected?
T5 Manchester ground, good morning, flight attendants down on the Sonic 1, the runway departure, squawk 647 625 Manchester ground, good morning, you're cleared to Amsterdam on the Sonic 1, Romeo departure, squawk 6470.
6470.
Speedbird 941, ready taxi.
Speedbird 941, radio taxi, Juliet 123, runway flight, Echo Delta, Papa Kilo and Juliet.
Runway 23 right, Juliet 1 via...
He was very slow responding, so I was wondering if I had an issue, but he did come back, but we missed it because I switched channels. But I did get the most of it. So
Echo Delta Papa Kilo Juliet 2 all the way up to Juliet 1. Runway 23 right, Speedbird 941.
Speedbird 916 after British Airways Airbus A320 passes from your left to right behind, stand 27 pushes to approve, face south.
Pushing start improved, facing south for beeline 916 after the passing Airbus 320.
Singapore 51 request taxi. Singapore 51 roger taxi, hold November Charlie 1 by November Charlie.
Juliet November Charlie, Singapore 51.
Manchester ground, Speedbird 625. Did you get my request for clearance?
The 625 Manchester ground A firm, I give you a clearance 2 times. You must have not heard me.
Yeah, I didn't get anything back, so I was wondering if I had issues with the frequency, so I changed and then changed back, so I might have missed that.
The 625, you cleared to Amsterdam on the flight 1 Romeo departure, squawk 6470.
Cleared to Schiphol via Sonex 1 Romeo departure, squawk 6470, Speedbird 625, thank you.
Speedbird 625, be back, correct.
Okay, so we got that. It just took an age to actually to come back to me, but okay, so we're going to take in,
disconnect and reconnect with the call sign Bravo Alpha
type in the
612 for
squawk code, so it's quite difficult here, 64 70. We're going to turn it on to TAI. That to auto, so we're good to go. So we should now be pinging on the thing. So they're still using 999. So I'm going to do what we should do. 999, but I think it probably has changed since they last updated it. It's actually 1006 now.
0 to taxi Hope Golf 4 via Golf.
So now we've got the clearance, we know which departure route, which is the one we kind of the one we filed, Sonex 1 Romeo. So what we're going to do now is populate our departure on the MCDU. So we're going to leave Manchester. It's going to be a departure, one way 23 right. There we go. And we're going to go via Sonex 1R, Sonny 1R. Click on that one, and then we're going to insert it, and that inserts our departure
451, hold position,
via the
acknowledge.
waypoints into our flight plan. So you can see that one there. We've got a flight plan discontinuity there, so we can go ahead and got GPS clear, and then we can clear that one up the way. They link up the waypoints again. We might have some towards the end, yeah, but we're going to later on we will, closer to the descent, we will populate our approach into the destination airport, so we'll leave that for now. Okay, so we just do the last bits of setting this one up. So in it we can go to the second screen. So from our flight plan we know our weights and what fuel we need. So down here, block fuel 5405, so 5.4 roughly, and you could see it up here as well. So we just do,
that correct information, and you can
I just do 5.4.
Easy 590 after British Airways, over 20 passes from your right to left.
Because it only does to one decimal.
Continue
So
taxi, hold it point
in fact it's close enough to 5.5, isn't it? So we'll do 5.5. This one here, drag it from the flight plan, so we've got 60 plus
60.6.
Should be our
right by Golf and Juliet.
other weights. Our other payload 60.6 here, and I think the tow weight is 65.8.
Juliet 1 to Juliet holding plus runway 23.
The banana 41 contact Manchester Tower call for only 118.630 bye-bye.
60 is there or thereabouts anyway. Okay, flight plan. Back to that one, so just the performance then. So we do a flaps 2 departure. Our transition is 6500, so 6500, insert that into the transition altitude, and then it's RV speeds, so this will be calculated, so we just populate those, V1, VR and V2, so that's our takeoff setup. So we can see our GPS is now online. So if we go to, it's actually the takeoff's going to be behind us. So if we go to nav, it's a circle. So we can see our departure. So we will take off this way. We've got that right hand turn out towards the waypoints, and we can kind of increase that, and then we can see us going off to Sonex. It obviously won't do that, it'll be more of a normal turn there, and then it'll take us on our way towards our destination. So it's going to flip that one back. Okay, so we'll just carry on going through this then. So we've done all that, we've done our glare shields, all these are all preset. We could go through properly and check.
Juliet Echo Delta Papa Kilo Juliet.
So we're going to go for
6824 rerouted and 75
pedestals, wind shear, we're going to put on turn that one to assist, that one to wind shear.
Golf Manchester Ground, good morning, you fly to Heathrow, Samba 1, Romeo Departure, Squawk 7606.
Don't know what fuss levers are, on ATC,
Golf, we're back correct information
that one right before start, so Load sheet check. We've been MCO's takeoff consideration. Standard power off.
Takeoff standby,
Power
break easy
off.
590, contact Manchester
Okay.
Tower, call thrown only 1.630.
Push back and start clearance. Nose with disc check. Windows doors closed. Beacon lights on. Thrust levers idle. Brake. So onto engine start. So what I'm going to do, I use GSX for the pushback because it's all pre-programmed. We are stand
0, call train only.
8. There we go. Not sure what's going on here, but
Station climb and ground, readability 0, status.
yeah, there we go. So we've got our stairs, which we're just skipping that.
Ground, this is Blue Max 6824, the route you just taken.
Blue Max 6824, Manchester ground, thank you, cleared.
This is all the arrival stuff.
Milan on the Sample 1, Romeo departure, score 4165.
GSX is very, very confused.
Score 1165.
Restart.
Clear turbulence, 1 Romeo departure 1165 is called the Blue Max 6824.
GSX is getting very confused.
Beeline 916.
Beeline 916, Manchester ground, pass message.
I don't recall if you gave me a holding point or not.
91687, it's Juliet 123 right.
Roger that, holding point Juliet 1 at runway 23 right for Beeline 916.
Blue Max 6824, will be back, correct information, India QNH 99999, I hate off down.
Oh, that's had to do it now, didn't it?
Tower 118.630, call sign only, but 9.
Switching to tower 118.6 for Beeline 916. Thank you for the help.
916 negative is
Right, here we go.
118.630.
It didn't like our starting position, so
118.630.
GSA.
Singapore 51, contact Manchester.
So before I get permission to push back and start, I'm just going to get the tug connected up. It's not configured, GSX is configured very well at this airport,
Good morning.
he's going to come across.
Golf Delta, clearance Prague, please.
Start doing the necessary with the nose.
Manchester ground, good morning. Report aircraft type and stand number, please.
That's the other thing, I don't know why
737 and
there's such a sound, because there's one of those over there actually making a noise, it just sounds really loud. So little man there's going to come across, he's going to prepare the front nose, the nose wheels for the tug, the push tug.
Alexander Delta 767 and 112.
Delta Manchester ground,
Got a Virgin over there,
762 Prague on the front.
PA over there, Caledonian.
Just say again the departure again for Senex 1 Golf Delta.
Senex 1 Golf Delta, Sonic on the route.
Senex 1 Romeo departure squawk 0206 Senex 1 Golf Delta.
Sorry, Senex 1 Golf Delta, reverse again. 0612, 25, pushing down through 18.
Okay. They're almost done. So let's get our we're going to be going left because our push and start.
Manchester ground, no flight.
There we go, we're on 8, we're going to push back facing south to go to our departure runway of G3 right, which is up here. So I imagine he's going to take us out, he's going to direct us via Kilo and Juliet, I expect. Come out this way, he might go Bravo Juliet.
Good morning, easy T1 Charlie Delta,
And take us out to one of the holding points up here, I expect, to join the runway.
Just the ground, good morning, readability 5.
Readability 5, and yourself, thanks very much.
Okay.
Ground, good evening, good morning.
So we get that ready.
821 Neo.
So as I say, tail left, so tail's going to swing onto the left face that way, over there. So choose that one. So we're ready. Just waiting for me to release the parking brakes, but what we're going to do is get permission to push back and start. Speedbird 625 ready for push and start.
Release parking brakes.
Bird 625, roger, stand by, go back for a moment. Brake, shuttle, take off, stand 4-3, push and start approved.
Release parking
Push and
brakes.
start, very short, break off.
Manchester Ground, very good morning, easy 21 Charlie Delta, and Airbus A320, stand number 4, with information, India, request IFR clearance to Aldergrove list.
Easy 21 Charlie Delta, man, just the ground, good morning, request Belfast Aldergrove.
So it's changed from hotel to India now, the ATIS information, but that will be more to do with the 1006. So we'll update that.
Clear to Aldergrove on the Eclad 1 runway departure, squawking 1010, easy 21 Charlie Delta.
Easy 21 Charlie Delta, negative, squawk 1070.
1070, roger.
Easy 21 Charlie Delta, be back correct. 0625, stand 8, push and start approved, face south.
Push and start approved, face south, speedbird 625. Right, we're good to go. So, release the parking brake.
All engines clear. Start at will.
So he's given me to start the engines whilst I'm pushing back. So we'll go to ignition, we'll turn the first one on, and what we're going to do is monitor the M2. Make sure that gets up to normally around 67, I think, something like that.
86 Kilo Hotel Manchester Ground, thank you. Put Enterprise
behind us. So pushing back. GSX has been pre-programmed to know where to position the aircraft, and it positions right on that yellow line, the taxiway line, which will take us off down that way.
86 Kilo Hotel, be back correct. Information India
Ground, good morning, Portugal 159, stand 206 with India, start Airbus 321 and Neo, request clearance to Gatwick.
Good job we changed our departure time, because we're almost there already. Like, it all takes a long time.
Portugal 159 with
so that's fine, that's stabilised now, so we go for engine 2, engine 1.
321 Neo, request
that one's starting up now. You can hear it as well.
Portugal 159 Manchester Ground, good morning. Request Dallas on December 1, departure squawk 0767.
So the tug won't detach until they're happy.
Squawk 0767.
December 1 Romeo squawk 0767 at Portugal 59.
Portugal 159, away back correct.
Just getting up there.
909 ahead Pascal.
Dinesh 999, Portugal 59.
3 Golf request taxi.
Shuttle, 3 Golf taxi, hold Juliet 123 right, fire Juliet Foxtrot, Bravo, Kilo and Juliet.
Taxi, holding point Juliet 1, runway 22 right by Juliet Foxtrot, Bravo, Kilo
right, I'm
and
quite
Juliet.
happy that's going to be fine, so we'll go to the GSX, confirm good engine start, we'll get them to detach. So, normal, APU bleed off,
0610 to taxi hold Golf 4 by Golf.
ground spoilers armed, it's on the speed brake, ground spoilers armed, rudder trim 0, yes, flat levers takeoff, so we programmed it for flat 2, down, APU master switch off, So ECAM door page is going to be fine. It's going to show loads of the doors here, so we can see that they're all fine. Wheels are fine. Okay, clear to disconnect. Okay.
Tow truck disconnected.
Taxi checklist, so we need our clearance. We've got the nose light is already on. I already set up the taxi. We don't need the runway turn off lights. Park and brake is we're set to off, and then we'll head off.
Shuttle takeoff, contact Manchester Tower 118.630, call 5 minutes, bye.
And we're going to head off, and we're going to...
18630, call 9 shuttle 3, Golf, good night.
Manchester ground room max 684, request push back and start.
Max 684, stand 40, push and start approved.
Push and start approved, 682.
Select 1 Golf Delta request push start.
So we get our taxi permission.
Select 1 Golf Delta, stand 112, push and start approved, face west.
Push start approved, face west, select 1 Golf Delta.
Spirit 612, contact Manchester Tower, call for only 118.630, bye bye.
Contact channel 118.630, call 5 only.
So, just while we're, it's a bit busy at the moment, just while we're going to do is program the tower, so as soon as he tells us we can switch right across, so 18.630. Okay, so we just got to click that one button to move across the tower when he gives us permission. So, Speedbird 625, request taxi. Let's have a look on the map, see where he's going.
625, taxi to hold by Juliet 1, number 23, right via Lima, Papa, Kilo and Juliet.
Lima, Papa and Juliet. Hold at Juliet 1 via taxiway Lima, Papa, Kilo, Juliet, Speedbird 65. Lima, Papa, Kilo, Juliet. So he wants us to go to Juliet 1, which is up here. So we're going to hold there, and he wants us to go via Lima, Papa, briefly, which is this one, Kilo, and then Juliet. So we're going to go down here this way, so we're going to turn just short of the runway, and we're going to head along here, so we can do that. Right, so park and brakes off, and we're good to go. Bit of thrust. Set this one up to initial. Don't want to get too quick. No. So here we're going to come out onto here and head. So it's going to be essentially the second taxiway on the left. You see the signs. So we've got Bravo off, Papa off. We want Kilo. So there's the runway ahead, so that's the warning markers, so we're going to be going down here, which will bring us onto Kilo here, and then we're going to head down onto Juliet. So we can see a few other aircraft down there, look, lining up. So we're just kind of crossing here now. A bit busy, isn't it, around here? a little bit of a roundabout, which is this bit here. So
next one, Golf Delta request taxi.
we're now on
Next
Juliet.
one, Golf Delta, roger, taxi, hold, Juliet 123 right, 9 November Alpha, Echo, Delta, Papa, Kilo and Juliet.
Okay, taxi Juliet 123 right, November Alpha, Echo, Delta, Papa, Kilo, Juliet, next one, Golf Delta.
Exhibit 625, contact Manchester Tower, Golf Line, only 118.63.
And he wants us, so just as we turn around to the right, we're going to be holding at Juliet 1. These holding points aren't always immediately obvious, but as long as you're roughly
Easy 21 Charlie Delta, stand for, push and stop, please.
in the area of them.
Easy 21 Charlie Delta, stand for, push and start, approved, face south.
Face south, easy 21 Charlie Delta.
So these red rings are basically hot
Station
spots, so
Manchester ground static.
2 metre from the
Manchester ground, Scandinavian throttle 0 on Romeo, looking for taxi.
so we're just approaching this bit. It's Mike.
Exhibit 9, correction, Exhibit 625, contact line Manchester Tower 118.630, call sign only, bye bye.
Speedbird 625, that's received, and thank you.
London 13370 that's for Golf.
Golf Mike Alpha, you can route east now, you can contact London Control
So
please,
here's Juliet.
133.705, get morning.
1.
Thank you Tower, routing east, we'll contact on the other channel 133.705.
So we're going to call up Tower.
So at 612, just a 30-second delay, I'll call you back.
Hello, 600.
Manchester Tower, hello, Speedbird 625 at holding point Juliet 1, ready for departure.
Speedbird 625, Manchester Tower, get after correction, good morning, sir, behind the departing company 737, line up runway 23 right, behind.
Line up runway 23 right behind the departing company, Speedbird 625. Okay, so it's all about reading back the instructions when it's applicable.
Speedbird 612, thanks for the patience, runway 23 right, clear for takeoff, the wind's 23
So he's
degrees
just
at 18
being
knots.
given takeoff, so he's going to go, and when he goes we can kind of start to sort of move along now. He's been given clearance. He's going now, let's say. We got plenty of room to start moving, so he's going to go. Can't see any obvious signs of anyone coming in to land yet. Oh, there's an aircraft directly ahead of us, look, but certainly not approaching this runway.
Speedbird 625, runway 23 right, clear for takeoff, the wind's 23 degrees at 18 knots.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 23 right, Speedbird 625. Thank you. Go.
Speedbird 612, contact London Control, it's 133.
All ready to go.
705, good morning.
Roger, contact London Control 133.705,
There we go, we're just going to wait for our speed to hit the V1s. V1. And we can lift up. Okay, we got positive climb, so gear up. Spoilers up. Or ground spoiler retracted. Got positive brake there. We're going to go, bring the flaps up now, straight up. And then we can go almost straight away, just go straight for autopilot. And it's going to manage our speed now, so I've now brought the throttle back to climb setting. So you can see it down here, it's on climb, and that's where it needs to be for the autopilot to adjust the thrust suitably and all that. So he's now going to take us here, look, so beautiful view, look.
About 625, contact London Control 133.705, thanks a lot.
Contact London Control decimal 133.705, speedbird 625, thank you for the service.
X1 Golf Delta
705.
X1 Golf Delta, Merge Tower, good. Correction, good morning. Runway 23 right, clear for takeoff. The surface wind 230 degrees at 18 knots.
Clear for takeoff 23 right. Is it automatic and over?
705. Okay. So we're going to contact the tower's handed off, so
Port Star 88 Victor Foxtrot, request further descent.
Port Star 88 Victor Foxtrot, roger, descend.
So on our departure now.
2,000 feet.
So
the homicide QNH is 999 hectopascal.
2,000 feet, QNH 999 hectopascal, thank you. Port Star 88 Victor Fox.
London Control, Charlie with you at flight level 250 inbound aircraft.
Qatari 30 Charlie, London Control, roger, route direct to Dollar.
Direct to Dollar, 30 Charlie.
London Control, good morning. Speedbird 625, passing 2000, Sonex 1 Romeo departure.
Speedbird 625, London Control, climb now, flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190, Speedbird 65. So he's approved us.
2 descend, flight level 90.
So he's basically told us just to crack on with our ascent.
Speedbird 612, contact London 127.105.
So 19.
Blue Max 25 uniform Mike, leave Mersey on a heading of 085.
So we're going to engage 19,000, so see our departure. So we're now, the autopilot's going to take us up. We're still on our departure, so we're now doing that right hand turn to Sonex.
Mike Alpha passing over Wales Bridge, routing north east.
Cloudy, yeah, look.
We're planning to land at Leeds, Bradford.
Got Mike Alpha, roger, I'm going to close now, I'm on the Unicom 122.8.
Alright, 25 uniform Mike, confirm heading for Murphy.
Golf Mike Alpha, sorry, I'm going to close now, I'm on the Unicom 122.8.
Roger, Will, I'm on the Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
Singapore 51, I'm on the Unicom 122.8.
151, good morning.
Polestar 88 Victor Foxtrot, apologies, I'm closing now, I'm on the Unicom 122.8.
No worries, Prince, you can buy me a beer, have a good one.
Cheers, man. Clifton 2, you can route direct to Goals, and I'm going to close now, I'm on the Unicom 122.8. Speedbird 625, on the Unicom 122.8.
122.8, Speedbird 615, thank you.
Short 19 Mike, contact London 127.105.
So he's closing, he's had enough, so 122.8, which is our, which is the Unicom channel I mentioned earlier. So this is like an open channel for aircraft to talk to each other. So I'm a bit conscious we got this Wales 33 here. Whale 3, oh that's our waypoint, so I thought that was another aircraft on the radar, but it's not. Okay, so you can see us here. So we've done our takeoff, our turn, and we're going to head off down here, but he's going to log off, so that's going to disappear in a minute because he's logged off. And I don't think we're going to kind of being here, London Centre, enough to. I think we're going to skip it. Actually, we're going to go out this way, so to head over to Amsterdam. So it looks like we're not going to have any control now unless someone logs onto one of these channels. So I might not be able to do the second part of the video today, based on we're not really going to experience any of the VATSim ATC coming into land here. It's just going to be done by myself, just avoiding the other pilots. So essentially, yeah, that's it. So we've got delivery online now. Look, so, but essentially, that was a startup, taxi, and takeoff using the VATSim. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. It takes a little bit, you know, I'm fairly new to it, but it takes a few attempts just to get your head around it, just having the confidence to call up. The VATSim website has all of the kind of like commands you need to use, all of the phrases, terminology and phrases. So they use some new pilots, so they will help out when they can. Most of them are new anyway. Ominous looking clouds overhead, look. But yeah, looks fantastic, this simulator. The live weather just looks amazing. So yeah, so hopefully that give you an idea of VATSim, and I'll do a second part at some point, just to show a landing approach to the airport and landing, hopefully with some of the air traffic control seats taken, where the approach will direct us in. Often they will vector you in on headings as opposed to using your flight plan to join onto the ILS approach, the final approach. It's quite interesting to see, and to obviously configure your aircraft for all of the routes they're asking you to take dynamically. So okay, I'll leave it at that. So thanks for watching. Take care.